When I was broke, I spent money I didn't have trying to look like I had my life together, with a perfect wardrobe where nothing repeats, organized pantries, or perfect morning routine. And I was chasing this romanticized version of myself that I'd created from watching too much content. And today I want to share with you each era of consumerism I felt for and how I finally quit the cycle. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, I just want to share with you what happened when I stopped trying to buy a way for a better life, and maybe you will find it useful. So, this is Vibing with Purpose. Let's figure it out together. So let me tell you about my successful success era, and I felt for it hard. Because I thought if I just woke up a little bit earlier, I will magically become more productive and rich. And what I imagined that I would wake up at 5 a.m., do some yoga, journal, meditate, and then I'll start my day like a CEO. And I had this picture in my head of myself that I will be more collected, growing, and calm. It was life-changing for me. I was a completely different person. I felt so sleepy, angry, silent, zero energy. And where is this all productivity everybody swears I would have? Where is all this success and money? Because as a person who woke up at 5 a.m., it wasn't there. So it didn't help me at all. Maybe I just didn't do it right, or maybe, just maybe, there is not some perfect magic hour that works for everybody. Come on. If I am not a morning person and my creativity comes much later in the day, why am I forcing myself into someone else's schedule? I wake up when my body is ready, around 8 or 9 a.m., and I start feeling guilty about it. So my actual advice, adjust to your own schedule, and your brain knows when it works best. So listen to it. The journaling era, and I tried this multiple times, and every time I quit, I thought maybe I just need a different journal, a prettier one that will motivate me. And I had this picture of myself. I'm a girl boss sitting with my coffee, gathering all my thoughts in beautiful handwriting, organized, reflective, and intentional. But in reality, I was anxious, and it became another cognitive load, another homework assignment, and it felt like something I had to do perfectly and not something I wanted to do. The problem was that my days were repetitive, especially with a corporate job, so my gratitudes were repetitive and not that impressive. I'm grateful for the weather, again. Okay, I wrote that yesterday, or today's highlight was, lunch, and it didn't make sense for me. So what I do instead, I have a calendar where I draw every day. It could be an object, it could be a moment, or completely random stuff. And why it worked? Because I do not have pressure, structure, and I'm actually do it. And it's just drawing and relaxing. Okay, this one is embarrassing. I watched so many videos about minimalism and organizing your life, and controversially, I bought a lot of unnecessary things. And reusable straws, bags, pots, eco bags, natural materials, organizers. A lot of containers. Everything perfectly organized, labeled, aesthetic, Instagram worthy. I was so inspired by the organizational skills of influencers, but they weren't functional. The problem is that this month I eat pasta, and for the next 2 months, not pasta at all. Or I had 6 different types of pasta, so I needed containers for each one. But then I buy a different type of spaghetti that doesn't fit in my perfect containers, so I need another set. And it's never-ending cycle. Then I labeled everything pasta, porridge, oats, but I forgot to mention how long to cook them. Genius, what can I say? So now I have a labeled container with no useful information on it. And what I do now, I just buy non-aesthetic pasta and put it on the shelf with the other pasta. In the box it came in. I don't have any desire to work on a problem that wasn't even a problem. I'm not living in a shop, it's a real life, and honestly, it looks even more cozy this way. So, organization isn't about buying containers, it's about having less stuff and knowing where things are. When I had TikTok, it was awful. I was so unconfident and anxious about everything. What I thought I needed, I need to get my hair treatment because it's not shiny enough. I need my 10-step skincare routine because my face is not like a glazed donut. I need my perfect nails, lashes, and perfect everything. And just for skincare products, I spend my 30% of my salary, and it's not normal. For products that didn't even work, and I did more harm than good to myself. And what do I do now? I had 3 products, like cleanser, moisturizer, and SPF cream, and that's it. Less is more. So no nails, no lashes, no colored hair. And what I changed, I deleted TikTok, and this brought me much more confidence. This era almost broke me mentally and financially. I thought that I shouldn't show up in the same outfit twice, which is unrealistic and a bit silly now. I don't know, probably too much TikTok. And the weird part that I wasn't even an influencer, I wasn't even going out that much, so my wardrobe was full of clothes. And the reality is that it's really drained me. Every time I went out, I felt a pressure to wear something new, or at least a combination people hadn't seen. And what I realized, nobody cares. And nobody is keeping track of your outfits except you. So what do I do now? I repeat my outfits and I don't apologize for it. I wear what I like and it feels good. Productivity era. Era of podcasts, frameworks, and books. I consumed so much content from successful people about their routines and their systems, and what they told me is that you need to plan your day ahead, you need to write your top 10 tasks and then choose 3 priorities, split your week into different teams, like Mondays would be the hardest, Tuesdays a little bit lighter, and etc. And listen to podcasts from billionaires and learn about their routines. And what I actually did, I tried to apply it all to my own life. And these frameworks just didn't work for me. And I got this dopamine hit from learning about productivity, this illusion of getting things done just because I was consuming the knowledge, but I wasn't actually doing anything. But I realized it's actually funny to me now. We are living in different contexts, different values, different purposes. A billionaire's routine doesn't translate to my life at all. And the truth is, I understand now it's about approach and mindset, but I don't need a framework to get things done. I just need to start doing it, without all the fancy schemes and rituals. So I just do the thing. No 10-step plan, no podcasts about it first. If it needs to be done, I do it. And you know what? I didn't become a billionaire yet, so when I find the right framework, I'll let you know. The following trends era, and this happened to me like multiple times, and I don't fully understand why. For example, soft girl aesthetic everywhere, so I collected all the things that would help me achieve this image. So it would be colored, pastel colored accessories, clothes, and the vibe. And then suddenly sport chic. So now I'm buying activewear, matching sets, sneakers, and the pattern was that I felt like a chameleon and I couldn't decide who I wanted to be. Every time a new trend appeared, I thought maybe this is my style, maybe this is who I am. And what I was actually doing, I was creating a non-realistic picture of myself, imagining a new lifestyle with each aesthetic and buying things to keep up with it. And I watched an enormous quantity of content: shoes, anti-trends, hauls, best buys, and instead of doing something fulfilling, I was scrolling through online shops for hours, like it was some kind of my hobby. And the more I share these stories, the more I understand how much money was drained from my life. So finding your style isn't simple, and it's much better than blindly following trends and reinventing yourself every 3 months. I stopped trying to be trendy and I started figuring out what I actually like and not what's popular, what feels like me. The eating out era, and this one is weird, I'm still working out on it. And it's very expensive, especially when you're doing it constantly. And I was doing it constantly. You know what is wild? That the food doesn't even taste that good. And I'm not proud of it. I wish I quit early. I'll be real, it still happens to me. And then I feel guilty for a few days, especially if I have food at home already. So now I have a new rule that I can eat out if it's a social gathering, if it's a date, or it's a special occasion. But if it's nothing like that, sorry, not sorry. And why this matters? Because it should be special, you know? Not something you're supposed to get used to, not a default. So this is what I learned from these expensive eras, the romanticized version of yourself. She is a marketing target, that girl with the perfect routine, perfect wardrobe, perfect life. She doesn't exist. She is a character created by ads and influencers who want your money. And I tried to buy my way into becoming her. Journals, containers, clothes, frameworks, none of it worked because she was never real. And you're not behind because you don't wake up at 5 am, your pantry doesn't need to be Instagram perfect, and repeating outfits is normal. You're just living a real life, and that's actually enough. Unless you become a billionaire from a productivity framework, then let me know which one. So here is my question for you. What era are you dealing with right now? Maybe it's one I mentioned, or it could be completely different. So wherever it is, drop it in the comment and I would like to hear it from you. If this was useful for you, hit a like so I can keep creating videos like that in the future. So see you in the next one. Bye.